McEnroe and power from Connors.
Okay, John McEnroe has just opened the match, serving a fault. McEnroe, the youthful southpaw. McEnroe and Connors have met on 5 previous occasions, Connors winning 4 of them.
15 love.
15 love, young McEnroe.
It's great to get that first point under your belt. It's a beautiful night. No wind, warm, balmy.
They're not in the casino right now. They're all out here, large gallery, to see this match.
An ace, the first ace of the match. 30 love. I think we're going to see more of that from McEnroe. He is one of the best left-handed serves in the game today.
There is fire in this young man. Temperamental.
First service.
Let ball. John Fowler, of course, veteran official. Highly respected.
John's going to have to get a high percentage of first serves in because Connors just eats second serves. Double fall outside the line.
35.
30-15.
The one victory McEnroe achieved over Connors was at Madison Square Garden. In some minds, it was slightly tainted because, though leading Connors, Jimmy had to default because of a blister on the right foot. A very bad blister, I might add. Everyone knows there's no quitting Connors.
40-15.
Amazing, isn't it, Arthur, the way McEnroe's confidence has grown?
Yes, and it shows itself here in his serve. He has to be nervous, both of them, the first game, and McEnroe's coming through it beautifully. That one exception of a double fault. He's got to get a lot of first serves in against Connors, though. Passing shot by Connors.
Fine point. The gallery responds. It is 40-30 McEnroe. Game 1, a best-of-3 set semi-final match, the Alan King Tennis Classic. The winner to go against Bjorn Borg in the finals tomorrow, which you'll see here on ABC. Either way, it will be a great final.
Certainly will.
3 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow will be the time for the finals. This by far the best of all of the Alan King Tennis Classics.
Let it bounce. 1 foot from the line. Yes, it's a passing shot by McEnroe, and he wins the first game.
So McEnroe holds service, and he leads, as Arthur Ashe said, 1 game to love in the first game played.
I can tell by the happy mood you're in, by that ever-widening grin. You look like you just heard from Dean Witter.
You can spot a Dean Witter smile a mile away. And the more you know about all our investment services, the bigger your smile is going to get.
You look like you just heard from Dean Witter. You look like...
Harry worked overtime to get out this report. He needs a deodorant that works overtime.
George worked overtime to get ready for the game.
He needs a deodorant that works overtime.
Old Spice Stick deodorant works overtime. Only Old Spice Stick gives you both 24-hour protection from odor plus that famous Old Spice scent.
Greg's been working overtime on this new step.
Good thing my Old Spice Stick deodorant works overtime, too.
Old Spice Stick, the deodorant that works overtime.
All right, we're back live. Las Vegas, Nevada. Game 2, best of 3 sets, semifinal match. The number 2 seed, Jimmy Connors, against the number 3 seed, John McEnroe. McEnroe has won the first game. You saw the graphic, 82 degrees, 15-degree wind, which doesn't even appear to be that strong. A marvelous night for tennis. Connors serving.
Great topspin backhand by McEnroe. Howard, John never hits the ball in a straight line, hardly ever, except when he's volleying downward. And Connors, as I said in the opening, likes to hammer the ball as if there was a prize inside.
Takes a lot out of himself with every stroke.
Just missed.
Many feel that Connors' career will be foreshortened because of the intensity that he applies to every stroke and what he takes out of his body, Arthur.
I tend to agree. I don't think he'll be playing when he's my age. That's not competitively, anyway.
Who else plays at your age?
Well, tennis? Just missed.
15-30.
And how many times has Connors been seeded number 2 in any tournament?
Very rarely. The seedings here, Borg 1, Connors 2, McEnroe 3, conform to the current ATP ratings.
Yes, there's that hammer backhand. Surprised he missed that. Connors loves that shot.
Seems a little careless at the moment.
I think it's a process now of adjusting to the lighting conditions. This is the first match this week under the lights.
And additional lighting put in to satisfy both contestants. That work done last night.
Just missed.
30-40.
Connors showing a lot of deliberation there. Both of these players deliberate a lot with their serves, taking plenty of time.
So the first service break, Arthur, as young McEnroe now takes the lead.
I agree. I think a pattern is starting to merge already. McEnroe is going to be content to let Connors set the pace, and he's just going to counterpunch, of which he is very adept.
This young man, as tennis fans know, has vaulted into international promise.
Vaulted is right.
Prominence with startling rapidity. Just 19 years old.
Just turned 20, I think. Just turned 20.
That's
no longer a teenager.
15.
Both players seem to be serving down the middle a lot, which is the safer of the two serves.
Why?
Well, the center of the angle of return is back down the middle. Why open the court up if you're playing against either one of these guys?
Well,
and the audacity of John McEnroe to want to come to the net after a serve when he's serving against Connors.
Double ball. 15 all.
No one on this surface, which is a very slow cement with, I think, high-altitude balls we're using here, would dare think of serving and volleying against Connors.
You might add that Connors' greatest strength is perhaps his return of service. Certainly
so.
One of them.
I think so. Topspin lob. Good. That's gone. That's gone.
15-30.
Perfectly hit cross-court topspin lob by Connors.
So Jimmy trying to break right back, trailing 2 games to love.
Here's a slow motion shot of that.
Beautifully
Just couldn't get a hold of it. Notice that McEnroe likes to stand a bit farther over from the center than most players, about a yard over. Great racket maneuverability.
30 all. Why? What is his thinking? Standing further from the center of the court as we look again in slow motion at this last
yes, here's
point.
Connors' forehand cross court, and the touch drop volley by McEnroe wins the point.
With a little bit of luck.
Yes, with a little bit of luck. Yes, he wants to stand over a little bit to give himself a better angle if he decides to go to the flanks. But he can, with that spinning serve of his, go down the middle and make it a very safe serve.
Which is what he sought to do right there.
Yes, I think he's going to serve most of the serves down the middle, which is the right play to Connors, because off the wings he's very, very good.
.30-40. So Connors has a break point, which of course he wants very much and needs very much, having been broken through himself in the prior game. Connors trailing 2 games to love.
If there's any strength, I think, off the ground that Connors has over McEnroe, it's going to be that two-handed backhand of his. Connors' two-handed backhand down the line to McEnroe's forehand.
No, keep it away. Keep it that way.
Jimmy's having a little fun, putting his hand on his stomach, laughing and saying, "That's because I have gas pains." McEnroe, as I said,
looking up here as if you caused the commotion, Howard. He certainly didn't think I did it. There may be a let plate on this point, I don't know. But they haven't argued by now, they probably won't. Just it's a great surprise lob by Connors, and he breaks back.
He broke back immediately, so he is again in the thick of things. That's the little bulldog, Jimmy Connors, and we'll be back in just a moment.
That Volkswagen Rabbit really handles. Is that why you're driving it?
Not really.
Well, is it because it can go from 0 to 50 in 8.3 seconds? But then why are you driving a Rabbit?
Because it has more headroom than my Rolls Royce.
Is that such a big deal?
It is. If you will, Chamberlain.
Volkswagen does it again.
We bought this place because we wanted to renovate, do it all ourselves. Then the heating and cooling bills hit. We called in an expert, the independent Bryant dealer. That guy knows what he's doing. He checked out the entire place, came up with the perfect energy-saving heating and cooling system. Not 1 BTU more than we needed. Oh, we love this place. Thanks to Bryant, maybe we can afford to keep it.
Call the great indoors people. Your independent Bryant dealer. He's in the yellow pages.
Step again, sir.
We're back live in Las Vegas, Nevada. There is the graphic telling you the score. Each man has had 1 service break. McEnroe executing the first one, Connors just riposting in kind. There, of course, is the acrobatic number 88 of the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers, Lynn Swann, with his fiancée Bernadette. They'll be married June the 10th, Arthur.
I wished him luck today.
And then proceeded to give him a tennis lesson.
Seats quickly.
We lost to a couple of kids today. Little doubles match. Here we are. 1-2. Connors trailing by 1 game in the first set. little careless with that drop shot. He should have made that. He had plenty of time.
Tried to play the dink game.
But that's the way to play Connors.
That's the way you played him at Wimbledon in '75.
You have to do it at the right time.
First service.
Connors is also standing farther over from the center of the baseline than usual. Yes, looks good. That's going to be out. That's 3 great lobs by Connors in a row.
Using it very effectively.
And he's won all 3 points.
We showed you one earlier in slow motion.
Here's a slow motion of that right here now.
Yep.
Forehand volley by McEnroe and a surprise quick lob by Connors. Cross court over McEnroe's backhand, and he wins the point.
Much the way Borg did in disposing easily of Gene Mayer this afternoon, 6-1, 6-1. So Bjorn is already in the finals, which raises a question that we'll bring up in a moment. Let's watch the action. Arthur Ashe, of course, with me here in Las Vegas. This is live.
Great shot, right on the line. And McEnroe knows it was good.
40 love. Will Bjorn have a big advantage tomorrow because he played this afternoon?
I think just a little.
Just a
Not
little.
too much. These are great athletes. They're in shape. It's not 3 out of 5 sets. There's no heat tonight. Unless this match goes 2.5 hours, it shouldn't be too much of a problem tomorrow. That's out.
40-15.
Don't know why Jimmy would take a chance on that one like that. He went for a...
Right there. One of 2 of our decathlon past champions. Rafa Johnson in the middle of your screen, to the far right in the red shirt, none other than Bob Mathias, each with his lady.
Just missed.
40-30.
Both players, Howard, as expected, are returning serve very well. I think that's only been 2 missed returns of serve since the match started, which I think will be the pattern throughout the rest of the match. 40-30.
What had appeared to be an easy game for Jimmy is now anything but.
What a great shot. What a great return of serve that was.
Not only that, so aggressive in the return and instantly charging the net. Jimmy trying to pass him. Netted the ball, as you saw, so they're at deuce.
Don't know where Jimmy's serve went the last 4 points. Yes, a little bit of Irish luck there.
Yes, that's 2 netted balls that have fallen McEnroe's way. So the advantage is now John's, and he is again on the precipice of a breakthrough. Coming from 40 love, the advantage is now his.
Wonder where this serve's going. I have a feeling it's going over to McEnroe's forehand. Let's see. Yes. That's a planned shot, Howard. That's the way to play John McEnroe if you're left-handed. Hit it to the wings if you're Jimmy Connors. Set it up with that big 2-fisted hammer. Cross court.
So we're back to deuce, and you learned that lesson the hard way. McEnroe crushed you at the Garden in the Grand Masters, first time around.
The first match, yes.
When you played him the next time, what you felt was a bad call cost you the match. You played him even. True?
Just about.
But you played him guilefully the second time. We're at deuce. McEnroe leading in games, 2-1.
Guilefully, I'll have to look that one up in my fucking Wagnalls. Yeah, can't believe you missed that.
Netted the ball on an attempted overhead smash, so Jimmy is back in the driver's seat.
Oh, boy.
The advantage now his.
The only reason I can think of is that the lights, here's a replay of that. A topspin lob. All I can think of is a topspin lob had the tendency to go straight down when you hit it. The spin takes the ball straight down.
It appeared to me that he was a little eager, a little hasty.
You don't get those opportunities too often against Connors. Here's Jimmy for a chance to level it at 2-all.
First service.
If I were Jimmy, I would serve every ball to McEnroe's forehand on this side of the court.
So he did not.
No, he didn't. No. But he opened up the court anyway. McEnroe was wondering about a bad call.
McEnroe felt the ball was out. Stood stock still. No anticipation of Connors' shot. And was a sitting duck for Connors' put-away smash. Now, you said you would serve every serve from that side of the court to McEnroe's forehand. Why?
Well, Connors' biggest weapon, as we see a replay here, I think he got in trouble in this point earlier because he serving the ball down the middle, which is a safer point, but for Connors, with his heavy ball and the ball kicking on the surface like it does, it can open the court up, set it up for that big two-handed backhand to go cross court or down the line.
Okay, game's at 2 apiece.
If he serves it down the middle, which is a safer serve as far as the percentages are concerned, McEnroe's going to hit that underspin backhand down the middle and come into the net.
You make your point.
Ball.
Now, you viewers at home saw a touch of the McEnroe widely publicized temperament on what he felt was a bad call.
But John is really doing very well with his temperament. I believe he's cleaning up his act a lot. It's a rare return of serve by Connors. He's cleaning up his act mainly, Howard, because he knows that it doesn't help his tennis.
Get to that in a minute. Point I'd like to make. His first serve, McEnroe's, was a fault. He has only gotten in 50% of his first serves thus far in the match. He must do better than that.
Well, he's got time with just having served 2 games. That's a pretty good one.
It was an excellent 30 love. The point that people have failed to recognize in taking McEnroe to task is that he lacked the self-discipline of a total adult, that he was a kid.
Well, it couldn't be that easy. After all, he was only 18 when he burst on the scene, and he's only 20 years old now.
He burst on the scene, of course, at Wimbledon, when as a mere teenager, he reached the semifinals.
After having qualified.
Excuse me, that's correct. And when you're a kid and on fire, and you want desperately to win, you lose yourself.
Sometimes. What a great shot. Great shot.
Pass by Jimmy. So it's 35. McEnroe.
40-15.
Correction, 45.
Now, I wonder if this serve is going to be a change of pace, or will he go for a bullet again? Change of pace, probably. Great shot. Great volley by McEnroe.
So John leads 3 games to 2. Players change courts. We'll be back live at Las Vegas, Nevada in a moment.
When is a flexible line trimmer good enough to be a Toro? When it does the back-breaking job of trimming and weeding this neatly, this quickly. When it automatically feeds out new line and cuts it to the right length. When it's lightweight and adjustable for easy handling. Automatic line feed. Easy, effective trimming. That's when a trimmer is good enough to be a Toro. Haven't you done without a Toro long enough?
America, the world is waiting.
Healthy spaces, glowing faces, a life that's full of life.
Your world is waiting, and Visa is there.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're giving more to life.
Wherever life is good, you're making it better. And Visa is there for traveling, shopping, and cash. Visa is the most widely recognized name in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, right out of Close Encounters, live from Wyoming, George Willig attempts the imposing Devil's Tower, a steep rock tower filled with legend, plus a preview of the Kentucky Derby. Sports excitement Saturday on ABC.
Please. Familiar face, what? Moon River, Days of Wine and Roses, Andy Williams, he of the pure voice, and a rapid tennis devotee. Games 3-2. McEnroe. Connors about to serve.
Seats quickly, please.
Each man, as we wait for some spectators who have been standing to take their seats, each man has 4 unforced errors to this point. Usually a very good yardstick for overall efficiency, or lack thereof.
15 love.
Well, there's the 5th one, Howard. And John is not very pleased. 15 love. That ball hit right on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's got this one, no question.
5 ball.
Short lob by Connors gave McEnroe an easy overhead.
This program, by the way, is brought to you as an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. Let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
Ooh, he went for that one.
15, 13.
It was that hammer.
He overswung.
He did. Swung the hammer a little bit too hard that time.
15-30.
One of the things about McEnroe, Howard, that I noticed about a year ago, and that as a youngster, he never tried to overhit. He got over-anxious, but he never physically overhit. Great reflex volley from Connors.
30 all.
So in that regard, he developed self-discipline.
Yes, he did.
At a tender age.
Yes. Well, you almost have to have enough self-discipline to get as far as he got. And I think his temper has really been brought under control much, much better. I think he's performing quite admirably recently as far as his temper is concerned. Just missed.
40, 30.
Connors trying to even the match. Is at game point now, 40-30.
Big serve here. If he misses it, doesn't want to go through another game like he did 2 games ago.
Again, he served
Another
McEnroe's
unforced error.
backhand. And it worked for him as John hit it long. So we're at 3 games apiece.
Well, just as you said, Howard, either deliberately or accidentally, the unforced error may be the key to this match. And the unforced error from McEnroe may be more a product of youth and inexperience compared with the number of unforced errors from Connors.
McEnroe now serving. Remember, this is a semi-final match. The winner to go against Borg in the finals tomorrow.
You see that two-handed backhand, Howard?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets that set up, it's like giving Mickey Mantle a high fastball. It's just goodbye. That's his biggest weapon off the ground. And he can hit it any place, and you can't anticipate it. Just missed. So McEnroe has to keep high waist-high balls away from Jimmy's two-handed backhand.
Love 30. John in
Now
danger.
John, sorry Howard, now John getting down love 30. This is where his temper has to be brought under control. He's obviously fighting himself a little bit.
He is, that's what I was about to say.
And if he loses this point, he just may want to go berserk.
He did
Good
not
overhead.
lose it.
15-30. On his way back.
15-30.
This, of course, this match, best of 3 sets.
Let's see where he goes with this serve. To the forehand. Yes, he tried. That missed.
15-40. And you can see McEnroe unhappy with himself. The beginnings of frustration.
Didn't know who that was.
Whoever was worth looking at.
That serve looked good from here.
30-40.
In the clutch.
A very timely ace. Connors very seldom gets ace. Very seldom. Let's see if he'll go back to the forehand. Yes, he did. Maybe he's listening to me.
Could do worse.
Lob. I knew
Called it. Beautiful.
Boy, Jim.
And that's a break by Connors.
So for the 4th time, Jimmy Connors, with a beautifully placed lob, completes a service break, takes the lead 4-3 in the first set. We'll be back in a moment.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will
Hello, Brown. What's all this?
Compliments of the gentleman at the bar, sir.
So tonight...
That is no gentleman. That's Tom Grant. Tom, I don't believe it. What's it been, 5 years?
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Low and Brown.
Somebody's got to say it, you two. Here's to good friends.
All right.
In Colorado Springs, the U.S. Olympic team stays physically fit, even at night, on Beauty Rest by Simmons. Beauty Rest individually pocketed coils physically fit every curve and contour of every athlete's body, from the gymnast to the swimmers to the wrestlers, even the weightlifters. Beauty Rest by Simmons. Now that's what I call supporting your Olympic team.
Once again, we're coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. The score in that graphic tells you the story. Connors enjoying 2 service breaks. John McEnroe won. Connors leading in the first set 4-3. Jimmy about to serve. A tough match between 2 of the world's prize players.
Sure are. They play tennis as if it were ping pong. Ooh, looked pretty close. That's wide.
Love 15.
Yes, beautiful cross-court lob by Mcenroe. He disguised it very well. Evens the game at 15-all. Love 30, excuse me. He won. Connors' first backhand approach shot was wide.
So Mcenroe taking, as you look at it in slow motion, the very tactic that Connors has employed 4 times successfully.
Jimmy thought the ball was going down the line. Didn't suspect for a minute a cross-court lob. Unforced error.
Careless shot.
Come on, Jimbo!
Connors has 7 unforced errors. Mcenroe 6. Mcenroe, verge of a breakthrough, perhaps.
Didn't quite get all of that ball. That ball just hung in the air. This surface tends to bite the ball, and the ball just sits up. And as compared with daytime play when it's a lot hotter, conditions are much slower at night.
Interesting point.
So the ball is going to hang a little bit more right now. Good serve. The sky hook.
30-40 as Connors fights for capture. Mcenroe going to the lob as he did a moment or two ago, but not successfully this time. And as Arthur said, the sky hook did away with it. Arthur Ashe, here with me in the booth.
Who is me?
Howard.
Good serve. There it is, cross court. Yes.
Beautiful passing shot. Connors angry with himself because he failed to put his opportunity away.
He was too tentative with the volley.
That's right. Instead, he hit the top of the net, and then Jimmy could do nothing but look at that return, as you just saw in slow motion. So Mcenroe has broken again for the second time for him, and they're at 4-4. And what, predictably, is a tight match.
Why he would try a drop volley at 4-all in the first set. I know why he tried it, because he can make it. He's done it plenty of times before, but
explain why it's an inappropriate shot.
Well, it's not the high percentage shot right now. Do it when it's 40 love, but not now. Good serve.
Love 30.
Love 30.
Now psychologically, he's still down from having missed that first drop volley.
That's probably true.
That's part of it.
Arthur,
that's not all of it.
Of course, through the years, you have noticed that Connors has an unfailing tendency to immediately respond with a service breakthrough after his own service has been broken.
He goes for the jugular. That's exactly right.
15-30. It's a little difficult to see, but in the backdrop is Bjorn Borg. Well, with Borg looking on, if you were Borg, which of these birds would you rather play tomorrow, Arthur?
I think you'd rather play Connors. Was it good? Chip Johnson is calling it good. Oh,
Well,
he's changed his
called
mind.
out.
He called it out. A late call.
30-30. Obviously, the linesman was uncertain. Now, Connors complains.
Make sure he calls.
Picture tells you the story. Let's look at it in slow motion.
Tough to tell from here. Just can't tell. Look good.
It really did, but again, our angle is not that good.
Great serve. Great serve.
40-30. So, McEnroe has come from Love 30. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that we'll take a station break at the end of this game.
That's another great serve.
Great service ace
Right down
again
the
in
middle.
the clutch. So McEnroe holds together and takes a 5-4 lead in games. We'll return to the Allen King Tennis Classic after a commercial message and a word from our local stations.
May 3rd, the greatest hero of the century and the biggest movie in television history, Ike.
Young Frankenstein, the scariest comedy of all time, is back with chills, thrills, and spills. Starring Gene Wilder, Marty Feldman, Peter Boyle, and Madeline Kahn.
No tongues.
Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein is back. Rated PG.
Young Frankenstein starts today at a theater near you. Check newspapers for listing.
When you shake a bottle of Kraft Zesty Italian, get ready to pour. Because once those true Italian ingredients start blending and building, the flavor gets so big, it could just start without you. Kraft Italian, one of the salad wonders of the world.
What makes Favor different?
They always have something new. Favor must get lots of new shoes every week. I like that.
Starting Monday on Newswatch 10 at 12:30 and 6.
Joe, you coached Jimmy in his early days. You've watched him play 100 times. Can you tell us anything about what he's doing tonight? Not right or not right?
Well, really, he has to get used to the condition of the night air making the ball very heavy. On that 4-all point where he went for that high volley, the volley hit the net, and it's just because the ball is a little heavier, and it takes a little time to adjust to that. But I think he's still aggressive and pretty much in control of the match, even though he's behind.
Thank you, Punch.
All right, we're back in the booth, and a net ball that went Connors' way makes it 15-all. Connors trailing, as Pancho Gonzalez just told you. 4 games to 5 in this first set of best of 3.
I don't think that Connors is in control of this match, though.
I don't, not at all. But to each his own.
Yeah.
35, Connors. However, Pancho did make the point that you had earlier made about the heavy ball in the night air and how it hangs.
Yes, it does.
So we'll give him 50%, right?
Half right.
Yes. In a moment, I want you to tell me why, if you were Borg, you would rather play Connors. But let's wait a second.
Yes, it's a winner.
A brilliant point. A brilliant point for young John McEnroe.
Young, athletic John McEnroe. What an athlete we've got here playing this game.
Holding down the net, maintaining position and control of the play. There's Bjorn, a better picture of him. implacable, with a half smile there, perhaps. Connors, through the years, his most insistent rival, the two of them vying annually for being #1 in the world.
Yeah, I think they both will be supplanted by John McEnroe in about 2.5 years.
May not take that long.
I think it'll take that long, especially with Borg around. So, McEnroe ran around his backhand, hit a forehand down the line, came in, but Connors netted the return.
Young McEnroe is now at set point on Connors' serve.
Where will he serve this ball? Down the middle, maybe? I say to the forehand.
First service.
Let ball. Jimmy has 2 left.
Whoa, an unforced error here.
Back to deuce.
McEnroe is lying on the ground, can't believe it.
As we suggested to you earlier, the unforced errors have become perhaps the dominant factor in the game. Connors with 8 of them, McEnroe with 6. John's most recent one being most untimely, though they're never good.
Yes, what a great shot. A great shot from McEnroe. A top spin back end to the baseline. The ball dipped. Connors got it at his shoelaces, couldn't get it back. Now here, Howard, if Connors misses his first serve, I think McEnroe's going to chip the ball wherever it comes and come to the net. Put the pressure on.
Okay, we'll watch for that.
Jimmy better get that first serve in.
Second time, McEnroe is at set point.
Lob. He should have lobbed it. What a low percentage shot that was.
That's
He's in
true.
a completely defensive position. He should have lobbed it.
He was in a defensive position. Exactly right.
Yeah,
Jimmy was hitting deep and with strength.
Yes.
And forcing McEnroe from side to side.
There's a replay. We got all the answers up here, don't we?
Yep. It's very easy. We're at deuce.
So Connors has escaped twice.
Again, the first serve, critical.
Which is a trademark of a champion. To win even when you're playing badly sometimes. Good serve.
Great service in the clutch. Similar to what McEnroe has done in 2 prior games, including the very last game. Right on the line by McEnroe. McEnroe hitting very deep.
Yes, he's just floating it back. Just chipping away like he had a skiff in his hand. Yes, a nick here and a nick there. Yes, lovely. Lovely. I love to watch the guy play tennis. He just slices you to death. He doesn't beat you with a sledgehammer. It's just a nick here and a nick there, and you're bleeding to death.
We're back to deuce. So McEnroe has lobbed successfully twice. A third time failed to do so. Connors has lobbed successfully 4 times to gain a point.
There's an unforced error. That's just mental concentration and youth. That's all. In 2 years, he'll have it all together.
Hard to believe. It seems like yesterday that young man was at the Trinity School in Manhattan. Then 1 year at Stanford. Victor in the NCAA, and then on to the Pro Touring Trail.
Lob. Again, he tried a high percentage shot.
So Connors held together. Twice facing the loss of the set. Jimmy captured the necessary point, finally came on to win the game. They're at 5-all.
With all the talent that McEnroe has, as he becomes a better thinker on the court, he's going to become a joy to watch. Sort of a mixture of Nastasi and Rosewall.
The two men whose games, in some ways, you most respected. Isn't that true?
No question about it. Rosewall, who moves and plays with a minimum of effort, always thinking, and Nastasi is just so gifted, it's just... Got to get it. He doesn't. Beautiful forehand lob. Lob volley.
Yep.
On the run by Connors.
5 out of 5.
And Connors is getting himself psyched up. Here's a replay of that shot. He slices it down the line, and Connors takes it out of the air and lobs it across court over McEnroe's head. He can't reach it.
Love 15. You're right about Connors getting himself psyched up.
I think McEnroe senses it.
Jumping on his toes. He was.
Yes, yes.
Now Jimmy is employing that little strut of his.
As if to say, how dare you come in on, come in behind that cream puff serve of yours.
He's a little peacock, Connors. You can see when he's feeling. There he is, jumping on his toes again. You can sense when he feels he's got it going his way.
That was right on the line. That's the right play from that position. Yes.
15-30. Again, McEnroe fighting back.
15-30.
And Jimmy turning, looking at the gallery under the marquee.
I think he's lamenting the fact that he hit such a poor lob. I think he hit a pretty good lob.
I thought he hit a good
was.
lob.
Sure.
Explain why it was the right percentage shot at the time, Arthur. You mentioned that.
Thanks, Howard.
Well, I asked you to explain why you said that.
Well, he had nowhere to go. Throw the ball up.
Okay.
Real high. Into this black sky here. Lob, no. Ooh, I thought he was going to lob cross court again.
30 all. An unforced error again.
The other reason I mentioned that the lob is possibly so effective, which we can't see here on the TV, is that playing outdoors, the ball goes up into a very, very black sky, and you lose a lot of depth perception. You have nowhere to measure the ball against any objects, like clouds or whatever. Good serve. Out, just missed.
Another unforced error. The reason there, over-eager.
Don't know if that was quite unforced. Boy, that was a reflex. Don't know if you can rationalize in 1/4 of a second.
I don't know. I thought he was over-eager. I thought he had the shot the ball under control.
Oh, he hit the ball.
Not.
He hit the ball in the center of the strings, no question about it. But deciding in nanoseconds where to go with it is another thing. Just long. Yes.
Beautiful. Forehand passing shot by Jimmy Connors as he breaks McEnroe for the 3rd time. Now leads 6-5 in the first of this best of 3 sets. We'll be right back.
This very special paint is now on sale. It's the paint that can outlast 8 years of snow, 8 years of rain, 8 years of days in the 90s. And now it's on sale. $4 off a gallon. Sherwin-Williams longest-lasting latex house paint, A100. The paint that can outlast 8 years of weather. $4 off a gallon. Only at Sherwin-Williams. A paint, a store, a whole lot more.
All the girls in position for the 25-yard free set.
Can your camera stop all the action indoors or at night? Extralight can do. The Kodak Extralight 10 camera with built-in electronic flash.
Take your marks.
No fumbling, no attachments. The built-in electronic flash means you're always ready. Ready in a flash to stop all the action. Try it. The Extralight 10 with built-in electronic flash. A can-do camera from Kodak.
You have to be a champion to cover the champions. ABC Sports with the major events next month. The Kentucky Derby, the 105th Run for the Roses. Then, the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Preakness Stakes. The Indianapolis 500, the biggest single-day sporting event in the world. And on May 12th, the premiere of NASL Soccer on ABC. The Cosmos against the Tampa Bay Rowdies in a rematch of the Soccer Bowl. This season, the reason to watch the leader, ABC Sports.
Back live, Las Vegas. There's the story. And now Connors is serving, hoping to clinch the first set of this best-of-3 set match. Semifinals, Alan King Tennis Classic. The winner to go against Bjorn Borg. That'll be on at 3 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow. Connors serves a fault.
The toss was a bit too low.
15 love.
Gotta tighten up on those unforced errors, especially returner serve.
That was Mcenroe's 9th unforced error of the match. 30 love.
30 love.
Connors intent, making sure to keep his concentration, eager to capture this first set. Love, Connors at set point.
Mcenroe's now mentally disorganized temporarily. He senses that this set's gone, I think.
.40-15, and that, my friend,
did that in the third game. He had 40 love, and he
bad percentage shot there.
But he wasn't even close.
No need for that.
Yeah, no need to play that spectacularly when you're at 40 love. Why take chances at 40 love? Triple set point, the pressure's on the other guy. Yes, the hammer. Yes,
that's it.
Got the back of the line.
Jimmy Connors has captured the first set, 7 games to 5. He's one step closer toward still another meeting with his arch adversary, Bjorn Borg. But a long way to go yet against this fiery young man, John McEnroe.
And Jimmy was exchanging glances with his friend Pancho Segura down there, sitting next to Lorne Kuehl, his mother, and his pregnant new bride.
But maybe, you tell me, tactically wrong. Trying to play a serve and volley game against Connors, I think, is a mistake.
Under these conditions, no question.
Right. And second, Connors' most exploitable weakness, the soft shot short to Connors' forehand.
True.
And McEnroe has not used that.
No, he's not.
Vias racked him up in the U.S. Open, Jimmy, year before this most recent U.S. Open, with exploiting that, and so did you at Wimbledon in '75.
Yes. It's a ping pong shot.
For those of you just joining us, we're coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Howard Cosell along with Arthur Ashe. This is a semifinal match in the Alan King Tennis Classic.
15
This is the first game of the second set. The score is 15-all. Jimmy Connors has just won the first set in a best-of-3 sets match, 7 games to 5.
Psychologically, right here, Howard, this is a very, very important time for John McEnroe in this match. If he doesn't get his act together mentally, The score of the second set might be 6-1 or 6-2.
30-15.
The winner of this tournament, by the way, gets a cool $50,000. The runner-up, $30,000. The two losing semifinalists, $13,000 apiece.
A great return.
30 all.
Of the prize money that is dished out here, Howard, 12.5% off the top goes to the Grand Prix Coldgate bonus pool to be dished out to the top 50 players at the end of the year, and 20% of every player's paycheck goes to the ATP voluntarily to fund its yearly obligations to the players.
Right there. Another mistake by John McEnroe. He is in danger of being broken in the very first game.
I just don't know why he wants to serve and volley.
Risky business.
I don't understand it.
It's all right against Harold Solomon, for instance.
He won this tournament last year, too.
That's true.
Yes.
Brilliant passing shot by Connors, who struts quickly to the sidelines. Players changing courts. And so Connors leads 1-0. We'll be right back.
I gotta look good today, and there's nobody here to iron my shirt. Nobody has to. This new 100% cotton shirt is fantastic. 100% cotton, but with a special process so I can just wash and wear. It's new. The Cottony shirt by Arrow. All the comfort of 100% cotton and easy care. Because she promised to love and honor.
But not to iron.
When you're looking for comfort, look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
Sir, how come you drive a Volkswagen Rabbit?
Well, I drove Volkswagens for years. And frankly, I wasn't too sure about the Rabbit.
Really?
Really. So I checked it out real good.
And now?
They've done it again. Best Volkswagen I've ever owned.
Would you buy another Rabbit?
Why should I? I owned my last Volkswagen for 7 years.
Volkswagen does it again.
Late night Monday on Police Story, Dandy Don Meredith stars as a cop charged with manslaughter.
You know what's going to happen when they send 2 cops to the joint? Get out of the way, cockroach, or I'll step on you.
Sure, killer. Got some bad news for you. Westville recommended the case be dismissed, and the DA refused.
Why?
The DA's scared.
But now you got to understand, them 2 guys just took over. I mean, they come in and treated me like I was some kind of small-town hick cop.
Police Story, late night Monday.
Please.
I'm surrounded by Panchos. On my left, Big Pancho, and on my right, Little Pancho Segura, one of the great, great professionals of all times, and the coach of Jimmy Connors. You've taught him so much. Now I'm going to ask you a question. How do you beat Jimmy Connors?
Oh, well, the way to beat him, I guess they got to come into the net on his second serve like they've been trying to do lately. But I think that's one of the ways. You got to have a big serve like a Big Pancho. The way to beat him, you got to serve a lot of first serve.
What about his weakness on a short ball to his forehand?
Yeah,
He's lost a lot of matches that way.
Has, but I think that's improved a little. But I think what he got to improve more is his first serve. He hasn't been serving too well lately. Lately, he hasn't been playing too well on first sets. But he played better on second and third.
So then he just hit a tremendous...
You got to have a big serve to beat him.
You got to have a big serve to beat him, and or come in on his second one. Come in on his second one.
Oh, come in on the second one. I would think that's one of the better
ways.
ways.
I know you're very nervous. You always are when you're watching Jimbo play. Yeah. Nice to have you here at Caesar's Palace.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, Little Pancho certainly put his finger.
He really did, Arthur.
Yes, he did.
I just want to follow the action. We're at 15 all, and we'll amplify what Pancho Segura just said. Very astute observations. McEnroe has not to, again, amplify what Pancho said. McEnroe has only gotten in 50% of his first serve, 17 of 34. And that's not the way to beat Jimmy Connors.
Yes.
30. Connors.
40 love.
40 love, correction. getting involved with Pancho too much here. The other point Pancho made about Jimmy Connor's serve not being up to snuff, quite true. McEnroe, for instance, has 3 service aces tonight. Connors has none. But it seems at this point, and you don't want to be premature, that McEnroe is becoming increasingly disorganized, Arthur, confused.
Yes, he is. He doesn't know really what to do. And the first order of business is not to serve and volley. Get the first serve in, down the middle, the forehand side.
15 love.
That was right down the middle. And now back to the forehand again on the backhand side. Fault. Disturbed a little bit by a cameraman there.
Love.
It's got a little breathing space, this game now. Great serve, an ace down the middle.
That is his 4th of the match thus far. That's the way to unconfuse yourself.
Yes. Even if only temporary. That's the place to serve on the backhand side.
Big game for John McEnroe, who looked in danger of coming apart, but who got back. We'll be right back.
If you've ever wondered how something so big got off the ground, part of the answer is light, strong aluminum. Aluminum's high strength and light weight made modern aviation possible. Aluminum is important to most forms of transportation because taking the weight off planes and trucks, and now cars, saves fuel. Aluminum in transportation can be an energy saver today.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
I can tell by the happy mood you're in, by that ever-widening grin. You look like you just heard from Dean Witter.
At Dean Witter, your investment program is designed around you and no one else, so you can't help smiling when you hear from us.
You look like you just heard from Dean Witter. You look like...
Montreal, the Olympic Stadium, 1976. The new record holder in the decathlon, Bruce Jenner. You've already seen in the same box tonight, Rafer Johnson, Bob Mathias. We also expect Bill Toomey here for the final tomorrow. 4 of America's greatest all-time, all-around athletes. Jenner, Johnson, Mathias, Toomey. Olympic gold medalists. Connors serving, leading in the second set, 2-1. We are live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jimmy won the first set, 7-5. Beautiful.
Good lob.
Great.
Oh, and a great reflex backhand volley by Connors.
Exact. And note Arthur Ashe's use of the word reflex.
There's a replay of that.
15
And he hits it cross court where the lowest part of the net is. And a great reflex volley by Connors. 15 love. McEnroe now is on the right track, though, Howard. He senses he has to do something bold to recapture the lost service break. And he did. He came in on that last point behind the second serve. Just back.
30 love.
He's got to do more of that, as Segura alluded to in his comments. If Connors misses his first serve, John's going to have to take the chance, chip the ball down the middle, and come in. and watch for the lob. You hear the stutter steps by Connors as he comes in. The linesman calls it good.
In dismay,
he calls it
linesman called that shot good on the line.
Here's a replay of that shot again.
Okay.
Cross court.
The chair makes it
and it looks.
The ball was out.
And umpire John Fowler
good to me.
has just overruled the linesman and said that the ball was out, which causes Connors to approach Mr. Fowler.
Now here, Howard, the chair umpire has the authority to overrule a linesman, and he will do so only if...
Yes, I am in that case.
You are in that case.
Yeah. You can't overrule Jim.
All right, Jimmy accepts.
What John Fowler said to Connors is that he was sure in that case the ball was out, so he overruled that linesman.
And Jimmy just threw a little needle at John Fowler, who smiled pleasantly. He's been through it before. He's officiated many matches of Eli Anastasi's, for instance. So he's grown accustomed to his pace.
30-15. Yes. Close in on that.
You see Jimmy pointing at the linesman who had called the prior ball out and was good and was overruled by Mr. Fowler. Here's a replay.
There's a replay of that again. Don't know why we want to point the finger. He won the point. Just getting fired up. Out.
Once again, Bjorn Borg in the backdrop there. We asked Bjorn if he would do an interview with Alan King at courtside. And quite understandably, he said, I'm leaving after this game. I want to rest for tomorrow's match. Please forgive me. He'll be talking with us tomorrow.
Aha. Called that one out. And the crowd agrees.
Suddenly, Jimmy is in a little bit of trouble here.
John has a golden opportunity here. If Connors misses his first serve. Let's see what he does in the second serve if Connors misses the first one. That's gonna be out.
That is Jimmy.
Should have sliced that one. He's so talented. He has so many options available to him all the time. But on that shot, very difficult to hit a topspin shot when the ball's that high. Gotta slice it. Great shot. Yes. Cross court again. Yes.
Unbelievable passing shot for Connors, who captures the game and makes it 3-1. Unbelievable in the sense that the whole rally had been dominated by Mcenroe, setting the pace, moving Connors from side to side, having him nearly off balance as you look at this rally again. And there was Jimmy with that passing shot. And Mcenroe with his hands on his hips in apparent disbelief.
I really thought Mcenroe was going to try a drop shot at that stage.
Well, you said he has so many options open because of his multifaceted talents.
There's another ace.
Yep, that's his 5th of the match. Jimmy still has not a single service ace.
No, he's not serving that well tonight, no question about it. But he's winning 7-5, 3-1.
Oh.
Five all.
I think you can tell now, Howard, that the rap that John's gotten basically in the press is not nearly as deserved as the press would have it be. He's behaved himself admirably tonight.
It's true. As I said, they're never good. But that one was especially bad. McEnroe, from his point of view, simply must have this game. Cannot afford another service break.
But he also feels he has to take chances, but I don't know why he feels he has to take chances on his serve.
30 all. Jimmy tried quite properly to get the ball over John's head with a loft. Quite properly. That time he didn't get enough loft on the ball. McEnroe still only getting 50% of his serves, first serves in. 20 out of 40. Yes. Oh, just a brilliant passing shot. Cross court. So the advantage is Jimmy's. Jimmy went halfway up to inquire if John, who had tumbled to the cement surface, had hurt himself. There you saw it again.
This surface is not the surface they want to be falling on, that's for sure. Yes, that's a winner. Just about.
We're back to deuce.
Court may be a little slow, but it's not that slow. McEnroe's starting to serve harder now. Starting to go for aces. Unbelievable touch with the racket. Great feel.
Certainly set the pace on that rally. Controlling the ball at the net. But playing serve and volley.
Yeah, well, he has to take some chances now, no question about it. But he has to do it at the right time. Ooh, tried to roll that one, couldn't get it over.
So McEnroe holds service, trails 3 games to 2 in the second set. Connors won the first set 7 games to 5. It's a best of 3 sets match. We'll be back.
For years, car rental companies have been shouting about who's number one.
One.
Budget Rent-A-Car believes that in the service business, there's only one number one.
One.
You, the customer. The customer being served should always feel more important than the people doing the serving. Budgets and numbers of people, numbers of cars, numbers of locations, even their great rates, only count if you feel.
At Budget, you're number one.
Now there's a breakthrough in large head racket design. A racket that looks big and plays big. The new Wilson Extra. It plays big. With a denser string pattern for solid control. It plays big. With a stiffer aluminum frame for extraordinary power. No other large head racket is bigger or plays bigger. The Wilson Extra. It's not just a big racket. It's a big game. Wilson. We're not number one for nothing.
Hi, this is George Willig, and I'm here with my climbing partner, Steve Mattus. Join us tomorrow afternoon live on ABC's Wide World of Sports when we climb Devil's Tower in northeast Wyoming, an 850-foot rock formation.
And there is the rock. Precipitous descent. It is vertical. It constitutes a challenge. George Willig said 850 feet. It's 865 to be exact. The amount of courage and indeed self-sacrifice involved in the effort will all be vividly revealed to you tomorrow.
Please. Seats, please, quickly.
Once again, that young lady, unknown to both Arthur Ashe and myself, but apparently a favorite of our director, Andy Sedaris. Who can tell? Maybe as a result of Andy's efforts, she'll have a motion picture career. We resume with the action. Connors serving, leading 3-2. We are live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Semi-final match, the Alan King Tennis Classic. The winner to go against Bjorn Borg tomorrow. Bjorn easily won his semi-final match this afternoon. 6-1, 6-1 against young Jean Mayer, who had been the surprise of the tournament until today.
Out. 15 all.
15 all. By the way, Bjorn Borg was true to his word. He left the arena immediately after the last game.
He knew it was going out before he hit it.
Screamed no in anguish. 30-15.
Connors hit that backhand so hard, though. The timing would have had to have been actually absolutely perfect. Mishit it. It's gonna be wide. It's not the approach shot to take. Ball was too deep.
What should he have done?
He should have just sliced it back. Stayed in the backcourt. He's trying to come to the net too quickly.
I'll take your word for it.
30.
Didn't go over this time.
Back to deuce, and Mcenroe back in this game now has the opportunity to get back into the set.
Ooh, that was close. Connors is saying it was just a little bit out.
Advantage, Connors.
That was a rather lengthy point, and they're going to both take a little rest here. You allow 30 seconds between points during a game. 9 seconds changing ends at the odd games. And if you transgress that rule, you're liable to a fine of 1 point, penalty point.
You're listening, of course, to Arthur Ashe, former U.S. Open and Wimbledon champion.
Yes. Great lob. That's going to be short. Great lob.
So Jimmy Connors holds service, and he has used that lob with tremendous effectiveness throughout the match. Only once did he fail to get it over John McEnroe's head. 6 out of 7 times he has won points through its use.
Now, except on serves, if I came to the net at all, I'd come to the net on Connors' forehand, not his backhand. That's his bread and butter shot. And every single lob has been off of Connors' backhand. Good serve, good serve. Great overhead.
That time, Jimmy did not get it over John's head, and he paid the piper.
I think he's going to Try to serve and volley again if you can. Now, I wouldn't serve and volley on the second serve, with Connors standing literally on the baseline. Good shot. Hit him where he ain't. The wear and tear on your body playing on this surface is such that you really couldn't play on this surface week after week. After about a month, you'd have to take a rest.
Paul, we'd like to alert our local stations along the line that we'll take a station break at the end of this game. Jimmy had the right idea, but hit it long.
Yes, he did.
Although he is, at the moment, winning this match, I think it's a fair statement that Jimmy is not playing at the peak of his game, Arthur.
No, no. And he's lucky that McEnroe is making some tactical errors. I might add that I said to McEnroe last August in Boston. I'll tell you what I said to him in just a second.
Okay, McEnroe.
So McEnroe has won the game, trailed some games 4-3, and lost the first set. We'll return to the King Tennis Classic after a commercial message and a word from our local stations.
The leader in television is now a leader in television news. Watch ABC's World News Tonight.
I always wanted the advantages of L'Oreal hair color. Color I can trust. And with a life like mine, I need something simple, too. Well, now I've got both. In Excellence Shampoo and Hair Color by L'Oreal. Excellence colors and conditions so automatically, I don't even need a timer. Easy. Worrying about hair color could give you gray hairs. Excellence just covers them. And beautifully, too.
Excellence by L'Oreal.
Sale price now $1.49 at Eckerd Drugs.
Black belt against black magic in the greatest battle of all time. As the 7 brothers and their sister meet Dracula. Die, Dracula, die! See the 10,000-year-old monster disintegrate before your eyes.
Now playing at a theater near you. Check newspaper for theaters and showtimes.
No matter where you live in South Florida, if it's important to you, Sky 10 will be there.
From Las Vegas is an old familiar face. The Olympic gold medalist and the then world record holder in the pole vault, Mexico City, 1968. In 72, they confiscated his poles in Munchen, and he lost.
15.
Sigrid, just one of the many athletic greats here tonight. Connors now serving, leading 4-3. Second set. First set won by Connors 7-5 over John McEnroe at his best of 3 sets semi-final match. Arthur Ashe was about to make a point he wanted to make that he had brought up with John McEnroe in Boston some months back.
Right after this point. The point I was making, that he's going out to play a match against Harold Solomon at Boston at the U.S. Pro Championships, and I said to him, what are you going to do? He says, I don't know. I'll find out when I get out there. So he came back, he lost the match to Solomon. Solomon killed him. I said, Junior, as we call him, you are so good, you can't afford not to have a coach. He doesn't have a coach here, and as a result, he looks as though he doesn't have a game plan against Jimmy Connors. He's too talented not to have a coach travel with him all the time.
SB lost dubs.
15.
Connors with Segura. My friend, that is a very important point.
Well, Segura doesn't travel with Connors all the time, but there was a time when Segura did show up at the important events like Wimbledon. But right now McEnroe is unescorted. He needs somebody to... That was out. He needs somebody to plot strategy for him.
We're at 30 all. A relationship between Guillermo Villas and Jan Teriak has been a subject written about frequently, subject of television features.
It's about a foot out, and he almost hits the ground, but restrains himself.
40-30, Connors leading.
The only one I know, Howard, I guess, who would be qualified to act as John's coach would be his coach, Antonio Palafox, back in Queens, New York. Connors is waiting for a policeman to pass. Came within eye range, distracting.
Palafox, one of tennis's most excellent teachers.
Yes, and one of the all-time great doubles players, no question about it. Along with Rafael, the late Rafael Osuna.
Jimmy wins the game, leads 5 games to 3. And moves a step closer to victory over John McEnroe in this semifinal match. Excuse me. If one wants to look ahead, the possibility of Connors against Borg tomorrow, which now looms as a reasonably likely possibility, though we by no means count McEnroe out. The lifetime series between Borg and Connors, the greatest rivalry in tennis, stands at 10 wins for Jimmy, 7 wins for Borg, but it's a little misleading. Bjorn has won 3 of the last 4 matches against Connors. And Bjorn, of course, like Fred Perry, is one of the 2 men who has won 3 straight titles at Wimbledon.
I had lunch with John today, and he had finished his lunch, and he had a huge slice of coconut cake and a dish of coffee ice cream. Ooh, and Connors misses that cross-court backhand.
And you looked at him disbelievingly.
I couldn't believe it. A coach would certainly not let him eat cake and ice cream hours before his match. But he's only 20 years old. What the hell?
It was a very good year.
Oh, yes. The dorms at UCLA. Great backhand volley, that McEnroe. He really got on top of that. You notice how quickly he gets in. As good as Connors returns, McEnroe hit that volley only about 1.5 yards from the net. He got in that quickly.
We should have mentioned, too, I think, that Bjorn Borg has a coach.
Yes, who travels with him all the time.
So McEnroe wins that game easily. And he trails in games 5-4. His service coming up. We'll be right back.
Flowers like these don't just happen. They need help from the time foliage appears
Our concern is growing.
until you pick them for a bouquet.
Ortho
Orthene insect spray
keeps them going.
kills over 100 harmful insects, including aphids and thrips, and rain won't wash it off once in the plant. Orthene insect spray, more proof that our concern for gardens is always growing.
Always growing.
Head and Shoulders doesn't have it. Selsun Blue doesn't have it. Only Denorex has it. An extra relief medicine to stop dandruff itch. You can feel it tingle. All 3 shampoos have dandruff medicine. But only Denorex adds a second medicine. An exclusive anti-itch medicine dermatologists recommend. You can feel it tingle. That's extra relief medicine, and only Denorex has it.
Denorex stops dandruff itch with extra relief medicine no leading shampoo has.
Please. Once again, we're back live, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada, the annual site of the Alan King Tennis Classic, a Grand Prix tennis event Arthur Ashe working with yours truly, Howard Cosell. Jimmy Connors won the first set 7-5 against John McEnroe in the semifinal match. Leads in games 5-4 in the second set. It's a best of 3 sets match, and Jimmy is serving.
You should have lobbed again. Gotta lob it. You're
It's being
almost
lobbed.
falling on your duff.
You see the difference in service breaks. In a way, that tells the story, as do the unforced errors.
Connors now 3 points from a final confrontation with Bjorn Borg.
We'll be on with that one live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Jimmy Connors is now just 2 points away with a forehand passing shot that caught John McEnroe flat-footed. He had started to go to his left. The shot went to his right, and he was nowhere near it.
Connors again waiting for somebody.
There was a spectator walking between the lower boxes and the Lowe's boxes.
Bit of comic relief for the crowd. Dirty love. Yes, inside the line. Triple match point now for Jimmy Connors.
So, returning Connors' second serve. McEnroe gambled, came up to the net. Connors seized the opportunity and
said, turn around and go back.
Right. Tasting the victory that is now but 1 point away, but is still not his.
There will be many days for John McEnroe. Don't worry about that.
That is it. In straight sets, 7-5 and 6-4, Jimmy Connors has defeated the number 3 seed, John McEnroe. Connors the number 2 seed. So how could you ask for more? Tomorrow,
Thank you, Weisman.
the 18th time, Connors will go against Borg. We'll be right back.
I can tell by the happy mood you're in, by that ever-widening grin. You look like you just heard from Dean Witter.
You can spot a Dean Witter smile a mile away. And the more you know about all our investment services, the bigger your smile is going to get.
You look like you just heard from Dean Witter. You look like...
When you shoot a lot of pool and bars, you want to stay fast and loose, and you don't want to get filled up. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. Got a third less calories than their regular beer, and it's less filling. Plus, the taste is great. And even though a lot of people don't think pool is strenuous, let me tell you something. You can work up a real good thirst, even when you're just showing off.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Late night Monday on Police Story, Dandy Don Meredith stars as a cop charged with manslaughter.
That's some bad news for you. Westville recommended the case be dismissed, and the DA refused. Why? The DA's scared.
Then Tuesday, Steve McQueen is Junior Bonner, a down-at-the-heels rodeo cowboy fighting to get back to the top.
You got a girl?
Why?
Why not?
Monday, Police Story. Tuesday, Junior Bonner, late night on ABC.
That Volkswagen Rabbit really handles. Is that why you're driving it?
Not really.
Well, is it because it can go from 0 to 50 in 8.3 seconds?
Ah.
But then why are you driving a Rabbit?
Because it has more headroom than my Rolls Royce.
Is that such a big deal?
It is. If you will, Chamberlain.
Volkswagen does it again.
These are the blueprints for an automotive revolution. This is the J.C. Penney shock absorber. Its unique patented metering pin adjusts the ride automatically while you drive. So you get the control of heavy-duty shocks when the going gets rough, and the ride of original equipment shocks when the road is smooth. And if it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it free for as long as you own your car. The J.C. Penney shock absorber. It's the last shock absorber your car will ever need.
So here in Las Vegas, Nevada, convincing victory in the semifinals for Jimmy Connors over John McEnroe, 7-5, 6-4. Now at courtside is our host of the tournament, Alan King, with the two contestants. Alan, take it away.
John McEnroe, you're about 5 minutes away from #1 in the world. You played a super match, hard fought, straight sets. Everybody here is very proud. Johnny, how do you feel now? Semifinals at the Classic here at Caesar's Palace.
Couldn't feel better right now.
John, really, how do you play Jimmy Connors?
Well, I don't think I have much of a strategy at the moment. I mean, I've lost 6 out of 7 times, and the one time I won, he was hurt. So I think at the moment I haven't figured too much out. I asked him after the match when he was going to quit, so I hope it'll be soon.
Well, thank you, John McEnroe, for a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, John McEnroe. Jimmy, it wasn't too long ago you were a teenager as Johnny. What went through your mind when you were going through that 20-year period there playing the Biggies, the Lavers, and the Newcombs? And now what do you feel?
Well, I couldn't, actually, when I was his age, I couldn't wait to play against the top guys. That's where you go out and you try to do your best and play your best tennis. Now everybody tries to play that way against me, which is probably just as much as a compliment now to me as it was then to the big guys when I was playing them. So I just go out and I try to do my best every time, play my game, which has held up for me pretty well over the past couple of years, so that's good enough.
Jimmy, tomorrow you meet your arch rival, Bjorn Borg. You've played him...
Not too long from now.
That's right. You're going to get some sleep, but I just want to know, you've played him at Wimbledon, you've played him at Forest Hills, you've played him all along the line. Do you go home now and start to think about how do you play Bjorn Borg after McEnroe? Do you have a strategy, without divulging it, of course, but do you have a special strategy?
No. I play my game, which is, like I said, held up pretty good over the past couple of years for me, and every time's a new time. You win some, you lose some, but tomorrow just come out and I'll be well prepared. I've had tough matches over the past couple of days, and I've had to play good tennis to win, so I feel that my game should be in tip-top shape, I hope, and just come out and play the kind of game I'm used to playing.
Well, Jim, you've had the toughest draw that anyone could imagine, and you've played like the champion you are. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay. I know you're tired and wet. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow against Bjorn Borg. Thank you very much, and now back to Howard Cosell.
All right. A very revealing thing young John McEnroe said. He didn't have any strategy. Think back to what Arthur Ashe said here tonight. What he tried to tell the youngster last August in Boston. Get yourself a coach. And that's what young McEnroe clearly needs. Now, we'll be back to the Alan King Tennis Classic after a commercial break and a word from our local stations to see Bjorn Borg in action this afternoon.
Each year, fire burns more than 1 million acres, threatens lives, and destroys property. To help fight fires, Monsanto developed a fire-retardant chemical made from diammonium phosphate. When mixed with water and sprayed from planes, this chemical coats the forest and slows down the spread of the fire.
No chemical is totally safe all the time, everywhere. But if we want to protect our natural resources, we need chemicals like diammonium phosphate. Without chemicals, life itself would be impossible.
Hello, I'm Roger Staubach. Bill pair. Marianne, I'm taking Jeff.
Great.
Let's go, Jeff. One bill we know we're going to reduce is our heating bill, thanks to our year-round one heat pump air conditioner from Carrier. It really will save us money on heat. And it will also give efficient cooling during the summer. Year-round help, just what a bill payer needs.
Call your Carrier dealer. We can't control the weather, but we can help you control its cost.
Sunday, he was the most dangerous man alive. He was the master gunfighter.
Wow, look at that. Seal Test Ice Cream Parlor Taste. That's supermarket prices. Parlor flavors, too. Well, they can't all taste as good as ours, boss. Yeah. Go check them out. Right. Our chocolate chip tastes better, right, boss? Wrong. Well, so they got lucky. They got lucky with their butter brickle, too? Boss, wait till you try their vanilla. Oh, terrific. I can hardly wait.
Seal Test, ice cream parlor taste at supermarket prices.
Brake World, your brake and alignment specialists with 14 locations in Dade and Broward counties to serve you, now offers you the brake of your life. Brake World will now install 2 ball joints on any American car for as little as $34.95. Brake World, your brake and alignment specialists from coast to coast. Check the yellow pages for the location near.
No matter where you live in South Florida, if it's important to you, Sky 10 will be there.
Starting Monday on News Watch 10 at 12:30 and 6.
Well, Howard, we're looking at one of the great personal rivalries, like Chamberlain and Russell. Borg and Connors will go on for quite a few years. It's going to be one hell of a match. I can only remember the last time they played on a surface like this, the finals of the U.S. Open. Connors was absolutely awesome. Let's see if he can do it tomorrow.
All right, and one good way to get a look at Bjorn Borg to refresh your memory and prepare you for tomorrow is to go back to this afternoon and watch the play of Bjorn Borg against Gene Mayer as he absolutely demolished him. This was this afternoon, Arthur, and it was in the second set, and Borg was leading 4-1.
He just controlled this match from start to finish. He
And
moves so well.
As you can see, Ash is in the far court. Young Mayer is in the near court.
Borg in the far court.
I mean,
I would like to be in the far court, or the near court for that matter. Gene Mayer was playing very well in the confidence of having gotten to the finals of a WCT event in Houston last week. 30 all is the score in this game.
Which is how he got into this tournament.
That's right, yes.
You
That's
earlier
a special
said that
exempt.
this tournament had the strongest field in your lifetime in professional tennis.
Yes, the strongest field ever assembled for 32 draws, ever. Player number 37 on the ATP computer had to qualify. The 37th ranked player in the world couldn't get in. Well, Borg tomorrow is going to have his hands full, I think. The conditions are going to be faster. Borg had 2 very tough matches, his first 2 outings, and Connors is not serving that well. So